President of Nigeria. 10. As we stand up daily at the National Fountain in Abuja for our democracy and our presidential mandate, we call on the federal government to take away any security personnel that will be a distraction to our very peaceful protest to take back our Nigeria at all costs. This means that this group is going to come out from tomorrow at the Unity Fountain to peacefully protest the return of our mandate stolen by the Inec chairman and his leadership. Until they return that mandate, either in court or either by cancellation of the elections for another election, will remain there. And we advise and we expect that the security apparatus of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, controlled by President Muhammadu Buhari, should not be a distraction to what we are doing. We are going to be there in peace. We love Nigeria, and the only way to show love for Nigeria is to present Peter Obi as president of Nigeria or nothing. If you cannot present Peter Obi as president of Nigeria in this issue, elections should be cancelled, meaning that there will be another electioneering process for the presidential elections, meaning that President Muhammadu Buhari must step aside, must stand out come May 29 and hand over Nigeria to an interim government who will do what he is supposed to do in the constitutional value of what we are talking about. We are calling on the Nigerian military to stay away from these issues of politics. Nigeria is not in a political crisis. Nigeria is only facing a political pandemonium that could or should be arranged and settled by politicians. We call on the military to remain in their barracks and don't seize this as an opportunity to close on Nigeria by taking leadership. We will not accept it. It is not acceptable. So we call on them in the military to please do the needful by continuing to protect the borders of Nigeria and keep Nigeria one as one entity. We are also calling on the world leaders to stand by Nigeria at this time in history as we find ways to a lasting peace, unity, and democracy by all means, because if Nigeria is allowed to go down at this time, the world will not be able to hold us back, as the numbers of refugees will take over every nation of the world. If Nigeria falls into a war zone like what we have seen in Ukraine, it will be something that cannot be controlled because of the number of persons that will be lost into disconnect. President Buhari must stand up now before it gets too late to restore Nigeria from bad leadership and the disrespect for the rule of law. We hereby afford to have a we cannot afford to have a sitting president, and our nation will be under attack by men of the underworld who call themselves politicians. Government must know that our youths have done their best by voting for their most preferred candidate in the capacity of Mr. Peter Obi of the Labour Party, and there's nothing anyone can do because the young people have spoken by the votes they gave to the Labour Party nationwide. We also use this opportunity to inform President Buhari and the international community that if the 2023 presidential election is not cancelled, Nigeria will be thrown into a war zone that cannot be controlled. Nigerians are tired and must take back their mandate of voting for Mr. Peter Obi as president of Nigeria. We are very resolute to supporting a Nigeria of our dreams, to getting to the best point of national development and using the values of our democracy to rebuild our nation at all costs. We call on all our young people who voted for Peter Obi to please come out on the streets very peacefully so we can sit down as one family to take back Nigeria for the good of our people and our democracy. And as we approach the governorship elections and the State's House of Assembly, the way you did for Peter Obi, February 25th, come out and replicate same venture for the governorship candidates of all Labour Party, because we have confirmed by the degree of research that Labour Party will represent the winning party in Nigeria. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I remain Dr. Buhari Avotu Johnson I, Country Director, Vote Must Count International Initiative. Before we start taking questions, I would like to say God bless Nigeria. And my colleagues here will be speaking very briefly so that we'll open up the opportunity for question and answer.